Okay, so question number 11. So it looks like we have two tables here. So the first table is for the reaction between acids and base pairs with the corresponding delta H. And there's some unknown acids and bases here. And in the second table, which is the question that will that asks you to choose the correct identity for different acids and base here. Okay, so it looks like it's helpful to write out the reaction in each case. So the first one is HCl and NaOH, which is a strong acid and a strong base, will give you product of course is a salt and water. For this process, delta H is minus 57. The second one is an unknown P as the product. It can react with NaOH. Okay, so a quick look at the P column here. It must be an acid because we only have option for acid here. So acid combined with base will also give salt. In this case, we'll write out as a salt of P and water. And this process only release 54. Okay, so a quick thinking here. So the difference between these two reactions is just the acid, and then they give you a different number for the energy release. The top one actually release more energy. So I guess the reaction here is more violent, okay? The second question, the second reaction here must be less violent. And so if we look at the column for P here, we have just two acids. One is a carboxylic acid and the other is sulfuric acid. So if you have a good sense of chemistry, you already seen that sulfuric acid cannot be P because it's a strong acid, plus it's a corrosive acid. It has two protons. So this reaction, if it's happened between sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide, it should release more energy, much more than the first one. So sulfuric acid must be wrong. So now our option will focus only on the ethanoic acid, which is option A or B. So if we keep going, the next two options would give an answer. So that means the process between the HCl and Q. So Q here in the Q column is also a base. So Q is a base, so acid and base must form the salt. So I would call the salt of Q and water, okay? So this process release minus 59. Okay, so if we combine, not combine, but if we compare these two reactions, you can see that they use the same acid, which is HCl. So the difference here is the base. The first one release more energies than the third one, okay? So here, again, Q will be a weaker base. So for Q, we have two options, ammonia or sodium hydroxide. It could not be the sodium hydroxide because if it is sodium hydroxide, the numbers should be the same. So it must be ammonia. So now the correct answer must be A.